Hey guys, I'm Raphael and this is IELTS Crucial, the place where you will know everything you need about the IELTS test so that you can get that dream score you've always wanted. So in this video today, we're going to talk about some of the changes that will happen in the IELTS test in 2024. But I should advise you that there aren't any major changes so far, right? We're in the beginning of the year. We don't know what's going to happen this year in terms of like the structure of the test or anything like this. All we know so far, and if you've heard otherwise in other videos, it's just not true. The test structure is not changing. Nothing is going to change. Nothing has changed so far. So if you go to some kind of blog or some video and people say, oh, this structure is going to change, there are going to be some major changes, these people are just like trying to predict what's going to happen. But so far, the test will remain the same. And first, for us to start discussing a little bit about that, let's go into some of the history of the IELTS test. So the IELTS test was created in 1980, right? So that was back 44 years ago, and it hasn't really changed that much. There were some major changes in 1995, so 15 years after the test was created. But pretty much after that, the test hasn't changed at all. I mean, there were two little changes, one in 2001, where they revised a little bit of the speaking test, and then another one in 2005 when they had new assessment criteria for the writing test. So basically, since 2005, the test has been untouched. Nobody has done anything in terms of changing the structure of the test or how the test works or how the test is assessed. One way of like seeing all of these changes and whatever happened in the test is by taking a look at the Cambridge books, right? So every year, usually by the middle of the year, Cambridge releases a book that it's called a number, right? So there's a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last year, they released number 18, and probably, very likely, this year, they will release number 19. So if you take a look at these books, which contain tests, right? Usually there are 4 tests in each book. You will see that there are very, very few changes. Maybe a change in a number of words here or there, or in like how complicated or simple some of the answers should be, but there are not any major changes or something that we have to go like, hey, changes, let's go crazy and then let's see what's happening here. So this really doesn't happen. You can analyze those books and then you can see that nothing has changed really that much. However, there are some things that change every year. And these things are basically the topics, right? So the topics that are going to be on the speaking test, the topics that are going to be on the writing test, reading and listening, basically on all of them. So these topics, they change because different things happen in the world every year or like every month or every week, whatever. And they don't talk specifically about those things. So for example, you will never have to write a text about the war in Ukraine or the Israel-Palestine situation. It's not going to be that specific. But since we're talking about wars, maybe war is something that's going to be more present in the text as a form of a more general kind of question, right? So it is very important that when you are actually learning about the test or studying for the test, getting prepared for the test, that you know everything that is happening around the world, because that is going to give you everything that you need in terms of arguments and examples so that you can add specifically to your writing, right? I mean, when you read about something, it's easier because you're reading it anyways. But when you're writing, that's going to be more complicated for you to come up with the ideas and the arguments and the examples. So once you've been reading about what's happening in the world, it's much easier for you to say, hey, I know about this, I know about wars. I can use these wars that are happening right now as an example in here, and I can use these arguments because I've read about it, I've gathered some knowledge about it. So this is extremely important for you. You have to always be kind of like up to date to like everything that is happening right now in the world. One of the things that I tell my students, in these 10 years that I've been teaching them, is to exactly look for these kinds of things, like, oh, I want to study reading. Okay, you can do the regular readings, like you can do mock tests for the readings, But you should also read the news, right? You should also listen to the news, watch the news, podcast the news, Instagram the news, whatever. But the news should be included in your life because you need arguments and examples in the writing test, which is, one of the most difficult ones. So with that, you have everything you need so that you can write a very nice text, okay? So that's going to be it for this video for today. Just a big reminder, there are no major changes in the IELTS test so far. If they happen throughout the year, of course, we're going to make some videos about this. And also, I have a reminder for you of our courses. So IELTS Crucial is a brand, and as a brand, we create courses to try to help our students, right? We offer many, many services, which you can check on our website, IELTScrucial.com, this big one right here. And we all have two courses. We also have two courses right now. One is a free introductory course. That is a very nice course for you to take if you just want to understand a little bit more about the IELTS test and get a few strategies too. And we have our bigger course, our nicer course, which is the IELTS introduction, the IELTS Crucial Focus on Writing. So we have this beautiful, complete course on the IELTS test. And it's beautiful. It's specifically for the writing part, and it's been helping a lot of people so far. They're all on Udemy, and the writing one is extremely cheap. The introductory one is free, and the other one is just so cheap because all I want to do is try to help people. So that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.